I got 2 replies from the local rescues.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
It's 7:40 a.m. I'm bringing out another platter of food. So there's a platter of food under the feeding table, and there's Jimmy. I'm going to see if that name sticks to him. He's eating some food, so they have some of the homemade raw food along with some crunchies. And there's Ziggy under the table. I just put another plate of food, so this is some of the wholehearted chicken and beef pate. The inside cats don't like it, along with some more crunchies. This is the hard-boiled egg from last night. No one touched it, no one ate it, and that mangy fox did not come around. I'm gonna go inside now. He's gonna go back and eat. Hello. 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 All these cats love each other. They're one big family. Oh, it meowed. Ziggy meowed. Hey, Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy. I'm trying to get a look at her face to see what's going on with it. It's 9:15 a.m. These are platters number 5 and 6 for the cats, so it's more of the wholehearted canned cat food with crunchies. They've eaten 4 platters so far this morning, and I think it's 4 or 5 of the cats. I don't know exactly which ones because I haven't been really keeping track, but yeah, they've been eating a lot of food, which is good. It is 6:55 a.m. and I just put 2 platters of food out. It's supposed to rain today, and it's supposed to start fairly soon. So I wanted to make sure I put some food out for the cats. There's 3 of them out there now. One of them is Goldie, if that's her name. I think the other one is Richard. It's hard to tell because they're in a shadow. And then the other one is not Ringo. It's the other classic tabby. They have a different face. This one looks more like a girl. I haven't really decided on a name yet. And also, I think I saw her backside, and I think she's a girl. So, still figuring that one out. They're eating the homemade food, not the homemade raw food, the homemade cooked food. I don't know if that was the last container of it. I have to go look in the fridge. I definitely like making the homemade raw food so much better than making the homemade cooked food. It's just cleaner, easier, and quicker. And the homemade cooked food it takes a lot longer. There's a lot more steps involved, and there's a lot more cleanup. So I don't know if I'll be making that again anytime soon. Obviously, if I had like leftover cooked chicken or turkey or something, then I could easily use that. I was looking at the security camera footage from overnight. Because the automatic feeder's off, it gets visited by less raccoons and wildlife than it normally does. But every night there's 1 or 2 skunks visiting, there's 1 or 2 possums visiting. There are still raccoons trying to get into the food, but they have not been successful, so they kind of just try and then leave. And then the cats have been kind of patrolling the yard, and every so often they do kind of sniff around under the table looking for food. So I don't know where the rest of them are. I should also mention that last night, like well after typical business hours, I got a phone call, and it's an unknown caller, and I was like, I don't know who that is, so I'm just going to let it go to voicemail. And when I checked the voicemail, it was a woman from the rescue group who has not gotten back to me in like a week. I'm the one that I've emailed and left a voicemail for, and she got back to me, and left me a very brief message saying she's not at a number I could call her back on, so she's just going to try me again. I don't know what's going on there. And then I got an email back from another rescue group that I contacted, and they're very local. And they told me that they couldn't help me, that I would have to contact animal control, local animal control. So I wrote them back, but then after that, I immediately had to go out to an appointment, and then my car broke down. Well, it didn't actually break down, it overheated. So I had to pull over to the side of the road, wait for it to cool down, and I could only drive like a mile and a half at a time. And then I had to pull over, wait for it to cool down, and it took me forever to get home. And then I had to make an appointment to have it fixed, which is tomorrow. And then I went and I bought some antifreeze, some coolant, and it ended up that the engine had absolutely no coolant in it. So I don't know if it's a leak. I don't know what the issue is. So I got to find that out tomorrow. Hopefully it's not going to be an expensive fix. So now there's 4 cats here. Ziggy just joined them. The table is a nice size. You can see there's 4 cats easily sitting under this table. So even if it was raining out, they would be sheltered while they're eating. So I'm going to go finish getting ready for my day, and I'll be back. The plates will probably be empty. Another thing I should mention is that I have been putting a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar on each platter. So I'll put the food on the platter. I'll then measure out a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I'll sprinkle it on the food on the platter. Then I add in water, and then I put some crunchies on it, and then I give it to the cats. So there's Richard now. The question is, where did he come from? Was he just under the table, or do we now have 5 cats? I think we now have 5 cats. 1, 2, yeah, there's 5. 3, 4, 5. So 2 are missing. Sammy's not here, the black and white one. And then the one with the white paws. I don't know if I'm going to be calling him Jimmy. He's missing. I feel like I want to call him Boots, but it's too similar to Boo. Boo and Boots is just way too similar, so that's why I'm trying to find something else that resonates with him. It's starting to thunder now. Has not started to rain yet, but the storm is definitely on the way. So I filled up the platters again. They were empty. I gave them the rest of the homemade food, so that's a full pint of homemade food, 16 ounces, mixed with some water and apple cider vinegar, and then I put some more crunchies on the plate. So hopefully they'll eat fast, they'll finish, and then go to some kind of shelter for safety. I don't know where they've been sheltering. They can go under my house. The Rubbermaid tub shelter is open. It's always been open. They could just hang out under my house. There's room there. Hydrox's old shelter. Wow, that shook the house. Hydrox's old shelter is closed because it's been closed since last year, since Ditto came inside. I did not need possums and skunks moving in, so it's been closed. I don't know if I'm going to open that yet. It's not really shelter season for the cats. They don't use shelters until it's much colder out. They just prefer not to be in them. Even like Hydrox, Ditto, Boo, Stella, when they were outside, they weren't ready to use shelters yet, usually until probably November, December, when it starts getting really cold. Also, the doghouse shelter is outside, the one that the automatic feeder used to be in. So if they needed to go in there, they could go in there to shelter, but they obviously have some place that they go because, you know, they've been living outside their entire life, so they know what to do. This is not their first storm. So I'm going to go and finish getting ready for my day. 7:15 a.m. It just started raining and all the cats scattered. I'm wondering if I should go maybe put some pavers under the table and raise these plates off the ground just so they don't get soaking wet. 7:19 a.m. and it is pouring out and we're getting really loud thunder. It's freaking the cats out. And I'm really happy that I put the food out when I did. It was perfect timing. A little bit earlier would have been even better, but it was dark out. I didn't want to put it out while it was still dark out because sometimes raccoons come back. So I don't know why I woke up early today. It was just kind of like random that I woke up at like 5:30 a.m. Mission accomplished. Cats are fed this morning. It's 3:10 p.m. and the sun came out. It stopped raining. And I looked outside and Sammy was eating some food under the table. And it was just a little bit of the wet crunchies from earlier. So I opened up a can of food and I gave them some crunchies, which they're eating now. There's Ziggy, and I'm not sure who the other two are. So today I got 2 replies from the local rescues. One of them saying that I have to go through animal control, even though I explained the situation and that I didn't want to go through animal control. And the other was so helpful. It was the rescue group that had not gotten back to me in a while. The one, like, I emailed them and called them and it took them a while to get back to me. But it was well worth it because when she did finally get back to me, she had so much information for me. Like, I was taking notes for like 20 minutes and she had a lot of good suggestions. And she told me that animal control has a waiting list 5 pages long. And she told me that some other services that also do TNRs are booked up until December. She said she's never seen it like this before. There's definitely a vet shortage and there's a lot of animals that need spaying and neutering and care. So that's the situation. She also gave me some leads as far as other vets in the area that handle feral cats and TNRs and that kind of stuff. So she said I would have to make an appointment with them and explain that it's a TNR and that I might not be able to get the cat in the trap. And if that's the case, just to make sure I call them early in the day and let them know that I won't be bringing a cat in so that they can reschedule an emergency or something else. At least I got some good leads. I might make some phone calls later today. I'm just so far behind with like work stuff because I've been dealing with my car, which is overheating and not running correctly. I have to take that into the shop tomorrow. So tomorrow morning I have to take my car into the shop, and then maybe in the afternoon I can make some phone calls with regards to spay and neuters, and we'll see how it goes. But at least today I feel like, okay, I'm making some progress as far as information and stuff, so that's good. It's 7:20 p.m. and I just looked out the back door and there was 4 cats having fun on the patio. Right now there's 3 of them. One of them ran off down the walkway. So there goes little Richard running into the bushes. And there is the one with the boots. I don't know if I'm going to call him Jimmy or Chuck. I haven't figured that one out yet. I might call him Chuck. And I think, is that Ziggy? Oh no, that's Goldie. That's Goldie. I don't know if that name is going to stick, but that's what it is for now. I looked out the window and it looks like they still have some food on the platters, but I might go put some crunchies on the platters. I gave them 2 cans of Trader Joe's canned turkey and giblets. Now, Trader Joe's has discontinued their cat food, the 5.5 ounce cans of cat food that they sold. So I'm just using the cans that I have on a shelf in my basement. I have like a storage room in my basement, and I have some inventory on cat food. So that's what I'm using because the inside cats don't really like it. But I'm going to go put some dry food out there, and that way the cats will have it. It's getting dark right now. The sun has almost gone down, which means the other critters are going to start walking around. I just put like 4 handfuls of dry cat food on the platters. It's starting to get windy out, which is kind of weird. I don't think we have a storm coming. I thought all the storms had passed already. And it is noticeably cooler outside. Tomorrow is supposed to be much, look at this, one of them just came running full speed across the patio. What I was saying is tomorrow is supposed to be a lot cooler. I think it's actually going to get down into the 40s. I have to take my car into the shop tomorrow morning. I think it's going to be around 60 degrees at that time. Hopefully it'll be in the 60s, not the 50s. And then later in the day, it's supposed to even get cooler. So what's this cat doing? Oh, I have not seen any of the cats go in that shelter over there. But today I was thinking about opening up Hydrox's shelter, the one that's under the house, the custom cat shelter under the house. But I need to put a new camera in it. So the past few years, I had a set of security cameras outside, wired security cameras. So they were always on. It was like 24/7 cameras. And I disconnected all of those. And I have a new camera set that I bought over a year ago. And I have never taken it out of the boxes. And it's supposed to be better than the last camera set, which was kind of old. So I would like to put a new camera in the shelter just to keep an eye on things. It was really nice to know what was going on in there. It was really, really nice. And I did not have the camera connected when Hydrox spent her last day or two in the shelter. So we had no idea what was going on in the shelter at all. There is a little window, but you can't really see a whole lot in there. So it might have been better if the camera had been connected at that time. I'm also wondering if there's any other strategic locations around the yard where I should be putting it. So I'm just giving it some thought. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.